In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can view our photos and videos on the iPhone. We can do this through the camera app. I see a lot of people use the camera app. And then we can also use the Photos app. So why would you want to use one over top of the other? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at. With the Photos app, we actually have a lot more flexibility. And I think you'll be able to see it's a better way of viewing your photos and videos. Now, before we get started, if you like what you see here, stick around to the end. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and how you can help support my efforts in creating these videos. All right, let's take a look at how we can view our photos and videos on the iPhone. Let's go over to my iPhone. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, we have basically two ways to do this by default on the iPhone. We can do this through the camera app. I see a lot of people use the camera app. It's probably because that's how they take their photos, right? With the camera app. This is also how we can view them. And then we also can do this with the Photos app. We have a lot more flexibility with the Photos app. But first, let's just take a look at how this is done on the camera app and then what the disadvantages are to doing this with the camera app. So let's go ahead and open this up. I tap on it and I'm looking at my camera. So you're looking at my desk here. Now to view your photos and videos, this is what I see a lot of people do, is you just tap on the thumbnail here. And when you do, what you're going to be taken to is your last photo taken. This is a screenshot that I took. Now from here, what I'm able to do is just swipe to the left or right to go to my different photos and videos. So I'm just swiping to go back and forth. In addition to that, you're going to see that down here, we have a little thumbnail collection. And then from here, what I'm able to do is just swipe to the left or right, and I'm able to quickly go through all of my photos and videos. So if you want to find your photos, here we are at Disney. I can easily do that just by swiping on that little thumbnail. And then from here, I can swipe on the photo or video to go back and forth. Now also with the camera app, we are able to share a photo. We tap on the share icon, kind of nice. And then we can also favorite it. This is one of my favorite things to do. Basically, you just go through all of your photos and videos when you're on a trip and favorite the ones that you like the best. And then what you'll see when we view this through the Photos app, we're able to just view those favorite photos. So instead of looking at all 100 photos that you took throughout the day, easy to do these days, right? Well, now what you can do is you can just look at the 20 favorite photos or show off those 20 favorite photos just by favoriting them. And we can do this within the camera app. We can favorite photos. But what we can't do is we can't view those favorite photos. So there's one disadvantage. We can view information about the photo. I tap on the eye, and then I can view when it was taken, what lens was used, as well as the location. We just swipe down to get back. And then we also have our editing controls. We're not going to talk about editing here. I have a separate video on how to edit our photos and videos, but that's where you can go and edit it. And then we have delete. I can delete that photo and video. And that's basically all we can do with the camera app. Not a whole lot else. We can go back to our camera by tapping on the little caret here and take more photos and videos. But if I wanted to show all of my photos from the specific day, maybe I want to show all the photos and videos that I took when I took this photo here. How can I do that? Well, with the Photos app, we have a collection. I can view all of the photos and videos I took on a specific day. Or if I go and favorite a few of these, with the Photos app, I'm able to view all of my favorites. So that's the advantage of using the Photos app. The camera app is kind of convenient. It works nice. I take a photo and then I can go and view all of my photos and videos, but that's about it. It's very limited. I can't even search my photos and videos here. So now let's take a look at the Photos app and see what the advantages are to using the Photos app to view your photos and videos. So I'm going to swipe up, and now we're going to go to the Photos app. Now the first thing I want to mention is Apple changed how the Photos app is laid out with iOS 18. So if you're using an older version of iOS, such as iOS 17, you will not be able to follow along what I'm going to show you here. So what you may want to do is upgrade to the latest iOS, at least iOS 18. All right, so what are we looking at here? Well, basically what Apple did is they split this into two. I'm going to draw a horizontal line here. Everything above that line is my photo library. This is where I can find all of my photos and videos. Everything below it are collections. So what is a collection? Well, a collection is basically all the photos that I took, as an example, on January 18. A collection is all the photos that I took on a map. A collection is all the photos that I took on a trip. This is my demo phone, so I don't take this on a trip, so it doesn't have anything on there. Yours will actually have trips in there. So that's what a collection is. It just looks at your photo library, which is, again, above this line, and what it'll do is it'll categorize them by date, by location. You can even have it categorized by people. Those are all different collections. So now what we're going to do is we're going to split this into two. We're first going to look at the photo library. So we're going to look at everything above this line. So just everything above there. So how do I get to my photo library? Well, basically what you do is you just swipe down. And when you swipe down, what you're going to see down at the bottom when you're looking at your photo library is this little tab bar. If you don't see that little tab bar, you're not really looking at your photo library. To go back to where you have that split screen where we have our collections and the photo library, what you do is you just tap on the X here, and then it brings you back. And again, we have our little line there. So now I can just swipe up to view my collections. So I just swipe down. I can see that I'm in my library, and I can tap on the X, or what I could do is just swipe up, and when I do, it takes me out of that photo library. So I'm going to go back into the photo library. How do I know that I'm in the photo library again? I got a tab bar here. Okay, so when we're looking at our photo library, we have a few different options here. First things we can do is we can view them by years, months, or all. So right now I'm looking at all of my photos and videos, including screenshots. You're going to see I have a lot of screenshots here. So now I just swipe to view them in chronological order, or when I took them. Swipe up. I can also pinch to zoom in and pinch to zoom out. It does include both photos and videos. You're going to see that I have a timestamp there. That means that that is a video, 15 seconds long. If it doesn't have a timestamp, then it's a photo. But you're also going to see that it has a heart there. That's because I favorited that. So that is going to go into a favorite collection. If we look at this photo here, it does not have a heart there, so that one is not favorited. So by looking at these thumbnails, we can easily see which ones are our favorites, as well as which ones are photos or videos. In addition to that, when we go down to the bottom here, I can view them by years or months. So let's go to years. I tap on years, and now I'm looking at them by year. So here's 2024. Here's 2025. And you're going to see that it's just kind of scrolling through those photos there. When I tap on any one of these, let's go with 2024 here. What it's going to do is it's going to bring me into the months of that year. So I tap on 2024, and now we can see we're looking at the months. And when I scroll up and down, we can see July 2024 here, or here's May of 2024. And then we have April of 2024. And then when I tap on one of these, what it's going to do is it's going to take me to all, but it's going to show me all of the photos and videos within that time frame. So when I tap on this here, I have 16 photos there that I took in April. When I tap on that, now I'm looking at all 16 of those photos. To go back, you can just tap on years and months, and you can just go through all of your different photos and videos within a time frame there. Now, another thing that we can do when we're looking at our library, when we're looking at all, we can only see this when we're looking at all, is we can sort and filter our photos and videos. So I'm going to tap on all, and we're going to go back down to the bottom. You can see I have a lot of screenshots here. Wouldn't it be great if I could hide those screenshots? I don't want to delete them, but I don't want them to be shown in my photo library. Well, that's what we can do when we look at these sort and filter options. So let's tap on that and quickly go through that. I tap on it. First thing I can do is I can sort by recently added or sort by date captured. In most cases, it's going to be date captured. most of us take our photos with our iPhone now. So we want to have them by date captured. Below that, we have filter. Maybe what I'd like to do is view just my favorite photos and videos. I tap on that, and now I'm just looking at my favorite photos and videos. You can see all the hearts there. Or maybe what I'd like to do is view my videos, my favorite videos. So what I do is I tap on videos, and now we can see that it's showing my favorites of the videos. So it's combining those two rules. And then if I want to go back to all items, I tap on all items, and I'm looking at all items. So we can easily use this filter here to quickly go through and look at different collections. And then the last option, I tap on filter here to close that. The last option we have here is view options. With view options, what we're able to do is zoom in and out, although I use pinch to zoom. It's a lot easier. We can show the aspect ratio grid. When I tap on that, I'm actually able to see what the aspect ratio is of these different photos and videos. So we can see which ones are portrait, which ones are landscape. If there was a square one there, I'd be able to see if it was square. I prefer to have them in the square grid, so we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go to my view options, and I'm just going to go with the square photo grid. Now, one of my favorite options here is screenshots. Right now it has a check mark, which means it's going to include those screenshots in my photo album or my photo library. If I uncheck that, what it's going to do is it's going to hide these screenshots. It's not going to delete them. I'll still be able to see them in a collection. I'll show you that when we talk about collections. But it's just going to hide them from my photo library when I'm looking at my photo library. So what I do is I just uncheck this here. And when I do, we can see they are no longer there. So now I'm just looking at all of my photos and videos. No more screenshots are going to be shown there. I really love that feature. From here, if I want to open up a photo, you just tap on it. So let's just go with this photo here. I tap on it, and I can go and view that photo. I want to zoom in. I pinch to zoom in. I zoom back out. And then, just like with the camera app, remember we had these different tools here? I'm able to share it. I'm able to favorite it. You can see that the heart is closed, which means that it has been favorited. I can also view information, just like we did with the camera app, and I can go and edit it. And then if I want to delete it, I can delete it. So we have a lot of the same tools from the camera app. To go back, we just tap on the little caret here, and now we're back. So that's the photo library. That's how we can customize a photo library and view our different photos and videos in there, and even hide our screenshots. Now let's take a look at the collections. To view the collections, what I do is I tap on the X to get out of my photo library, or what I can do is I can just swipe up. So let's just go ahead and swipe up, and we can see that I'm looking at my collections here. So what are these? Well, let's just go ahead and scroll up. I'm not going to go through all of the collections, but you're going to see that I have recent days here. So I can see the photos that I took on recent days, January 18, January 17, January 16. We were at Disney those days. I can also see a collection of all my albums. I have a separate video on how to organize your photos with albums. I also can see all of the people as well as all of my photos on a map. This is just a collection. I can see all of my favorite photos and videos. All these are just different collections. And then I also have trips here. So we have a lot of different collections in here. I want to view all of my screenshots. That's where I can view all of my screenshots. I want to view all of my favorites. That's where I can view all of my favorites. I want to view all of my selfies. I can do that as well. A lot of different collections in here. Now, when we're looking at our collections, you're going to see that above each collection is the name. So these are media types, including selfies, videos, live photos. These are utilities, photos on a map, my favorites, my hidden, recently deleted. Well, in addition to just having these 4 types of utility collections, we actually have a lot more. To view more collections within a section, I guess you could say that, what you do is you tap on the name. You're going to see it has a little caret there. That means that there's more to that collection. So now what I do is I tap on that, And you're going to see I have a lot more collections. I can view illustrations. I can view which ones were recently saved. I can view which ones were recently edited. We have a lot of different collections there. And then to go back, we just tap on the caret and it takes us back. I swipe down here. Let's go back over to recent days. We can see that has a little caret, the little arrow that points to the right. That's telling me that there is more. So instead of just having these 3 days here, what I can do is I can swipe to the left, or my favorite thing to do is just tap on the name. And when I do, I can see all those recent days. And then I tap on any one of these to view all the photos and videos within that collection. Now, in addition to having all of these collections, with iOS 18, Apple introduced the ability to customize this. So as an example, this is my demo phone, so I don't have any trips. What I would like to do is I would like to hide that collection on this particular phone. Or what I would like to do is highlight my screenshots. I want to have my screenshots right down here so I can easily access them. So instead of map there, I want to move map over to the right and include my screenshots there. So what I need to do is I need to customize this. Well, there's a few different ways to do that. To customize the overall layout, what we do is we go down to the very bottom, and what you're going to see here is customize and reorder. I tap on that, and now I can customize and reorder the main collections here. So as an example, I don't want trips. This phone doesn't track it because I don't take this phone with me when I'm on trips. So I just deselect the blue check mark. I also would like to remove shared albums. I don't use shared albums on this phone. It's a demo phone. So now I just deselect it and it is no longer there. But what I would like to do is I would like to move my pin collections up towards the top. We'll talk about pin collections in a little bit. It's really a pretty powerful tool. So I move that up and I'm going to put it above my recent days. So now pin collections is up at the top. You tap on the X to close it, and now your changes have been saved. So when I scroll through here, you're going to see that I no longer have that trips. Remember, I had that empty album of trips. It's not there anymore. And remember, recent days was up at the top. Now above that, we have my pinned collections. So we can easily change the layout of our Photos app. Now, in addition to that, what we're also able to do is modify our different collections. Remember, these are different collections. So recent days, collection, albums, collection. Well, with some of these collections, what we're able to do is pin them. You're going to see I have pinned collections here. What I'm able to do is put my favorite collections up towards the top there. So what we do is we tap on Modify here, and when I do, I'm able to select which collections I want to include. So in my case here, what I'm going to do is include screenshots. I use a lot of screenshots on this demo phone, so I tap on the green plus and I add my screenshots. I'd like to move this screenshots up towards the top. So now I just take these 3 horizontal lines, and when I do, drag it up. What I don't use here is featured photos. So now I just deselect it. I tap on the red circle there. I tap on delete, or I could just swipe to the left, and now that collection is no longer there. It doesn't delete the photos and videos. All it's doing is just deleting that collection. So now I've made my changes. I tap on the X, and if we look here, when I look at my pinned collections, I've added my screenshots. The next thing is map. Remember, maps was first. And when I swipe over, I'm no longer going to have featured. And if I want to view all of those, I just tap on the name here because it has that little right caret, the little right arrow. Now I can view all of those. And again, if I want to modify it, I can go up to modify here. We can also modify our utilities and media types. I'm going to swipe up. Remember, we have these media types here. What I would like to do is modify that. It's only showing 4 of them here, but there are a lot more media types. So what we do is we tap on media types here, and then we go over here to edit, and now I can modify that. So I don't use selfies on this, so what I'm going to do is move that down towards the bottom, and What I do use is screen recordings. So I'm going to move that up towards the top. So I just drag it up and place it below my screenshots. Now, when I tap on Done, when we look at my utilities, we go over here to our left caret. Now you're going to see that I have screenshots and screen recordings there. So basically what we're able to do is customize the Photos app the way that we want to use it. We can customize it for the way that we use it. This is more of a utility phone, so we can see that. In my case here, I made it easy for me to access my screenshots and screen recordings. What you may want to do is put other collections in there. Maybe what you'd like to do is include your favorite photos here at the first start of your pinned collections. Instead of having it, in my case here, I have it as number 3. So you can customize the layout of the Photos app to make it work for you. And if you don't really use any of these, you can actually go and hide it and simplify this Photos app layout quite a bit. You just go down to the bottom here, and then from here you customize and reorder. You can hide different collections that you no longer use, and then you can also, when you're looking at some of these collections, you can also modify those as well. So you can make the Photos app work for you, which you can't do with the Camera app. Camera app, again, is a nice way to view your photos, basically your recent photos and videos, but you're not going to be able to get into all these different collections and things like that. All right, now let's take a look at a collection itself. When we're looking at our photos and videos in collections, we actually have a nice little way of viewing them. So I'm going to swipe down here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this day here. When I tap on this, what it's going to do is it's going to give me a movie of all the photos and videos of that day, and then I can also see the individual photos and videos. So I tap on it, and it splits it into 2. Above this is going to be that movie. You're going to see it starting to play here. And then below that, we have all the individual photos and videos from that day. Now, if you want to see the movie, what you can do is you can just tap on this area here, or what you can do is you can tap on Movie. So now I tap on Movie, and it's showing that movie. So this is an easy way to show all your photos and videos from a specific collection. In this case here, a specific day. To get back to your collection, you just tap on it again, and then we go over here to Photos. You can see that it disappeared there, so let's try it again. I tap on it, and then you're going to see Photos here. I tap on that, and it takes me back. So now I'm looking at those photos and videos again. And again, above that line is the movie, below that line is the photos and videos. So I can scroll up and down to view those. Now let's go back over to the movie here. We can make a few changes with this. Another cool thing with these collections. I tap on the movie, it puts together a nice little movie there. But when we're looking at this, I need to tap on it again. You're going to see that we have a little note icon here. What this allows us to do, I have to tap on it again, it disappears. What this allows us to do is not only change the music to that movie, but we can also add filters. So to add filters, we just swipe to the left or right. So I'm just swiping here, and it's applying filters. There's black and white right down there. So I just swipe to apply different filters. In addition to that, I can also change the music, and now I can go and add music to it. When you are done, you just tap on Done, and any changes that you've made to that movie is going to be applied. Now I just go and tap on Replay here, and I can play it. When I am done, I tap on it, and now those changes are applied. So in addition to just showing the movie, we can actually modify that movie or edit that movie just a little bit. Nice little tool to use, nice little feature to use. All right, let's go back to my photos. So I'm going to tap on it, and then we go back over to our photos. So now I'm looking at all of the photos and videos from that collection again. Now, in addition to placing your photos and videos from that specific collection, in this case here, this day, when we tap on this, what we're able to do is get a summary. Now, I do not have a lot of photos and videos from this day. There's only 7 of them here. So both the summary and all are both 7. But in some cases, you may have maybe 50, 60, or 100 photos in there. So what the iPhone will do, or the Photos app will do, is it will take a summary of those, the best photos and videos, and create a video from those. So then you're not looking at all 100 photos. We know how easy it is to take 100 photos now. Pretty easy to do with our iPhone. So what this will do is this will just kind of pare it down a little bit to make it a little bit more manageable in that movie. But you can select to see all of them. Another option we have is sort and filter. Now you saw this with the app library, but this is where I can go and sort by oldest first, newest first. I can go and apply a filter, such as just show my videos or photos. We saw that earlier with the photo library. And then I can also set view options, just like we did with the photo library. And then if I want to share any of these photos or videos, I tap on select. And now I just tap on the ones that I want, so we can see that those have a check mark there. Those are selected. And then I'm able to delete those, or what I can do is I can share those, send them to somebody via messages. And then we have the little more button here, and when I tap on that, I can also adjust the location, the date and time of those photos and videos, as well as play it in a slideshow and show in all of the photos, basically show it in my photos library. So we have a lot of options when we're looking at them in a collection. But again, we don't have to go through all those options. We could just tap on a day. So let's just go with January 17 and let the Photos app do the magic. I tap on movie, and now I'm just showing a movie of our day at Disney. And I don't have to do anything. I just show this. It's going to show the photos and videos. And then when I'm done, I just tap on it. And we go back over here to Photos. It's showing me photos. I want to select any of those to share. I can do that. So we don't have to go through all of those different options if we don't want to. I'm going to go back. Another thing we can do with the Photos app that we can't do with the Camera app is we can search. And even if you're not using Apple Intelligence, the search is really pretty good with the Photos app. As an example, I want to find all the photos that are on a beach. So I tap on Search, and I type in here beach. And now you're going to see I have beaches here. I just tap on beaches, and there's all the photos that are on a beach. I want to find all the photos that have a cat. I type in here cat, and now we can see all the photos that have a cat. And it is not using Apple Intelligence for this. If you have Apple Intelligence, it'll do a little better job as well. But you don't necessarily have to have Apple Intelligence for this to work. And of course, you can also search by location. I want to find all the photos that were at Disney. Well, the iPhone knows where I took these photos. So you're going to see that I have location here. So I just tap on the photo or the location, and now I'm looking at all the photos from that location. Speaking of location, let's take a closer look at one of my favorite collections, maps. So I'm going to tap on done. We're going to get out of here. We're looking at all my collections. We have a collection here called maps. If you don't see that, what you may need to do is tap on modify. Remember, we can modify this, customize it the way that we want, and then you're able to add map. It might be located down here. You'll have to tap on the green plus. And then what I recommend doing, and you'll see shortly why, I recommend putting it up towards the top because it's a very powerful tool to search for your photos and videos. So now I have it there. We have my collection map. In a lot of cases, I will remember where I took the photo or video, but I don't remember when. Well, being that the iPhone or the Photos app know where you took your photos, what you're able to do is search by map. So I tap on it, and I can look at all of my photos by map. So I want to see all of the photos that I took up north in northern Michigan. So I swipe up, and you're going to see I have these photos and videos from the UP. I can't quite remember what year it was, but I can easily find them just by going to the map. So let's zoom in here a little bit. We can see that I have two photos here. I tap on it, and I can see those two photos. I tap on the little caret here to go back. Let's take a look at these areas here. I'm going to go actually to Mackinac. So that's the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge. We have 6 photos there, and now I can see all those photos and videos. In addition to that, being that this is a collection, look what I can do. I can make a movie out of it. So now I just tap on movie, and now it's showing me the photos and videos from that collection. from Mackinac City. I tap on it, tap on the caret in the upper left-hand corner, and now I'm back at my map. Tap on the caret to go back, and now I'm looking at all of my collections. So that's one of my favorite collections. Makes it easy to find photos and videos when you reference them by location. Now, the last thing I want to show you is account information. Where can we see if we're syncing our photos and videos with iCloud? A lot of us use iCloud to store our photos and videos. Well, where can we see that information? What options do we have with the Photos app? Well, what we need to do is we need to go to our little profile picture in the upper right-hand corner. When I tap on that, what I get is my account information. I can see how many photos I have in here, how many videos I have in this library. In addition to that, I can see when it was last synced. You can see it says just now. Now, why is this important? Well, I have this iPhone plugged in, so it's just syncing. But in a lot of cases, if your iPhone is not plugged in and the battery's starting to get a little bit low, what the iPhone will do is it will pause any syncing. So if you want to make sure that your photos are syncing with your iPad or your Mac, what you need to do is you'll need to tap on Resume Syncing. In this little area right down here, you'll see Resume Syncing. You tap on that, it will take a little extra battery power, but you tap on that and then it'll make sure that your photos and videos are synced. Now, in addition to that, we can also see what photos and videos were shared with us. And I can see or set if I want my videos to autoplay, if I want them to loop, and if I want to use full HDR, if I want to view my photos in full HDR. Some people don't like that, so you may want to turn that off. We can also set if we want to show our featured content as well as holiday events. All the photos on a specific holiday as an example. That will be in the featured collection. If you don't like to see those, you can turn that off. And then when you're done, you just tap on the X, and now you're back at all of your photos. So again, basically what we have here is our photo library up at the top where we can view all of our photos and videos. And then we have all of our collections down at the bottom. And we can easily customize what is shown within the Photos app. We just have to go to Modify with different collections. And if we want to change the layout of the Photos app in general, we just swipe up and we can customize and reorder that as well. So that's basically how we can view our photos and videos on the iPhone. We can do this within the camera app, and it works pretty good, but we have very limited functionality with that. We can go and favorite a photo and video. We can go and edit it. We can go and delete it, but we can't view them in collections. We can't customize the interface to make the photos work for us. We can only do this with the Photos app. So the Photos app is my preferred way of viewing my photos and videos. With the Photos app, not only can we customize the interface, but we can also customize our collections, and we can even create movies within our collections. And then we can easily share our photos and videos. We can also hide our screenshots. Pretty nice to do if you take a lot of screenshots. You don't want those cluttering your photo library. So those are the different ways that we can view our photos and videos on the iPhone. Now, if you found this video helpful, what you may want to do is like the video. You can subscribe to my channel. You can share it with your friends and family. In addition to that, what you may want to do is check out danstutorials.com. Not only do I have more videos there, but I also have an AI assistant modeled after an Apple Genius, and I host classes and webinars on a regular basis. So how can you help support my efforts in creating these videos? It is a membership-based site. When you become a member, what I'll do for you is I will take out all of the ads of the videos. You have access to that AI assistant modeled after an Apple Genius. You also have access to my classes and webinars. In addition to that, you're also helping support a small business. It is just me in a corner office of my house. I'm not part of some large organization. So when you become a member, you are directly supporting my efforts in creating these videos. Check out danstutorials.com for more information, and thanks for watching.